So this is number 4.
The spring. I miss the spring.
Do you get much of the spring?
No, that's why I miss it.
Do you get any of it?
It's in May.
It's in May.
Starts in May. And by it starts in May, I mean that's when the snow begins to melt.
Right.
My husband would argue with me on that. He would say it starts to melt in April, but depending on the year,
right.
I have seen April 30th, this much snow still on the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
I have also seen by Mother's Day no snow and it's 20 degrees.
Sure.
So it depends on the year.
Yeah.
And the years when it's 20 degrees by Mother's Day, beautiful.
Right.
Just beautiful. The grass starts to grow, the leaves start popping out, everything smells really good, and just spring is just great. But it's really short.
Yeah.
It's really short. Partly because summer solstice is in June.
Right.
Right? And then there's no darkness, and that's definitely summer.
Oh, no darkness, right.
It doesn't get dark where I live in the summer. So spring is right before it doesn't get. There's still a little bit of nighttime during spring.
Crazy that you could get a hard frost in August.
Well, the sun sets in August.
Well, it will set in August, but it's not going to be.
It's actually drastically different. You can day to day.
Well, no, yeah, of course. The further
August
north you are, the bigger the swings are. But
yes.
How long is a day, or how long is a night in August? Would you say?
It's actually dark for a couple of hours. So
right, a couple of hours.
But the sunset, because of the angle,
mm-hmm.
We do get sunset technically
really long
during the summer solstice. It's just that it dips below the horizon, but it's only just below the horizon.
So there's still tons of light.
You can still read a book in your house with just a window across the room. You can still, it's that bright.
Yeah.
And then it stays kind of there for 2 hours and then comes back up again.
Yeah.
Like technically the sun sets at midnight and it's up again at 4. But it never got dark. But in August, it's dark. It's dark by midnight. It's dark about midnight, and you start feeling like it's sunrise around 4.
Right.
So it does get 4 hours of dark, but the leaves are starting to change color,
mm-hmm.
and there's a definite dip in the temperatures starting to happen. You can't count on it staying warm anymore.
Right.
July is usually pretty temperate.
Yeah.
August is when the temperature starts going down, and May is when it starts ramping up.
Okay.
And June and July are summer.
Right.
With heavy quotation marks.
Right.
It rains.
It rains?
It rains. Some summers, although I have been there in summers when it was absolutely gorgeous. Just hot, sunny. The sun never sets, so it never got cool. Beautiful June and July. But I have also seen snow in August. So, right. And heavy frost, but I've also seen enough snow for people to have built snowmen in August. So when at the end of September I start really, really wishing it was spring again. And it's a long time until spring again.
Yeah.
So I miss spring. I really like spring because it's
pleasant.
It's pleasant.
Yeah.
And especially
it's
when
not too cold and it's not too hot.
Yeah, and when you've acclimatized to minus 40, minus 30, minus 20, minus 10 is jacket weather.
Okay.
When you're climatized that way, because it's not humid where I am.
Right. So it's not like it's gonna get you right away.
Yeah, and your blood thickens up, and you've got the the wind chill face going on. They call it a northern tan.
Okay.
Everybody's a little pink.
Okay. It's like a carpet rash on your face.
Basically,
a rug burn on your face from the wind.
Everybody looks like they wear blush, but they don't. That's the northern tan, and so minus 10 starts to feel really warm. And man, when it hits 0, when it hits freezing in the spring, it's just like so exciting, because that's when things start to melt,
That's when things
right?
actually start to
That's
melt,
when things actually start to melt. And you really start to feel, you start pulling out your rain boots instead of your big winter boots. And you find your waterproof things instead of your warm things. And you just, well, I'll put on a pair of pants, and then I'll put on these rain pants, you know, these mud pants. I'll put on waders, you know, whatever you've got. And you get, for the kids, you get out their muddy buddies and their rain boots, and they get to use umbrellas again. And they're so excited about the umbrellas. And then, and I'm so excited about the umbrellas. Can you imagine being excited about being able to use an umbrella?
Oh, umbrellas are such a pain.
Can you imagine being excited about being able to use a stroller instead of a sled? Like, this is what spring is for me.
And we don't even own a sled.
Yeah, strollers don't work unless you have tires that are this big around.
Wide tires.
Well, not wide. They have to be, like, most strollers come with tires like this
little
big.
ones. Yeah, which would sink in this.
Those are terrible. Absolutely terrible. They're useless. So if you have the tires that are like this, like on jogging strollers, those do pretty good. Yeah. And then if you can get snow tires for your jogging stroller or your bike, they have those. Did you know that snow tires?
I did know that.
They're called
fat
actually.
Bikes. Yes, I did know that. And then there's also tires for sand as well.
That makes sense.
Which is actually going to be not a whole lot.
Probably
different in size. They'll have different tread on them, but size-wise it'll be quite similar.
Yeah, people bike where I live year-round.
Yeah. People do that here, too.
It's a lot warmer here. And they don't have to change their tires to do it.
Well, some people would. Like, if you use road tires in the summer,
you would probably
want
to
put something
with
a little more tread on it in the winter.
And then it's rainy and potentially icy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I bet there's so few people that ride
when
it's actually icy.
Probably.
I mean, there might be some, but you're really asking for it.
Yeah.
Because if you start slipping and sliding,
there's not a whole lot
not a lot you're going to be able to do about it.
Yeah.
And if you're slipping and sliding, then it's probably ice. It's probably actually ice.
Yeah,
and
the cars are also slipping
and sliding. And the pedestrians are having a hard time. It's like, yeah, you're in a bad situation.
Don't be on a bike in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no way. I wouldn't ride in snow. I wouldn't ride in ice. And
no, I wouldn't either.
Like, these days, I hardly ride at all. But, yeah. I'm not going to start doing it in the snow. That's for sure.
What? You're not going to start biking in the snow?
No way that's going to happen.
Yeah, no. I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't personally know anybody who... Actually, that's a lie. Because I go to a mom's group with somebody who bikes. She's got a little chariot thing on the back of her bike, and she bikes in the winter even. She's got handlebars with gloves attached to them. So she wears her mittens, and then she puts them inside the gloves. And, yeah. But can you imagine biking in a snowsuit?
It'd be brutal. I'd be so worried about just ripping up my pants and my gears
on the gears,
whole time.
Right? Like, just... She does it. They do it. I see it all the time.
They must have a guard on the gears or something.
Probably. I don't look that closely.
So you must.
I've never examined a bike once it's got, like, I just have.
Yeah, because that's all it would take, is just having a guard over them.
So that your pants don't get caught. But, yeah, no. People get really excited about spring in the north because summer is so short.
Yeah, so I lived in Arizona for a couple of years, as you know.
Yeah.
And spring is a lot different there. So I served, I lived for 1 year, the first year I was there, the spring, I was up in Prescott for the beginning of the spring, and then down in Phoenix, outside Phoenix, Glendale.
Imagine
for the kind of the second half of the spring.
Those two.
And those two tend to be like 10 degrees Fahrenheit difference, or 5 degrees Celsius, basically.
Right.
Difference between the two at any given time.
Significant enough to notice it.
Oh, yeah. And Phoenix is drier. I mean, Prescott's pretty dry, too, but it's not.
It's still in Arizona.
Still in Arizona. But yeah, so spring in Prescott was relatively pleasant to spring in Phoenix, which was a brutal transition. And having just come from Provo in January, February, snow everywhere. And then I go to Prescott in February, and then it's like June, and I go down to Phoenix.
Oh,
It was
that must
brutal.
be awful.
But it was better than Provo to Phoenix, right?
Provo to Phoenix would have sucked.
Right, because that flight was brutal. Like, you get on the plane, you're wearing your overcoat and gloves and all that stuff.
You're
You
freezing.
That's right, and it's 0 degrees and or even colder. I don't know how cold it was. It's probably below freezing. Anyways.
Probably. It was January after all.
It was actually February by the time I left Provo, but yeah. Anyways, beginning of February, and you get to Phoenix, and it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit at least, probably more. It's brutal. Brutal transition.
Different perspective on what
then
spring
thankfully,
means.
so I spend one day down in Phoenix, and then I go up to Prescott.
Right.
And I get 10 degrees cooling right away, and it's actually cold in the mornings there. It was.
Yeah, because it's
a desert.
yeah.